What if I told you that right now, as you watch this video, two completely different worlds are colliding inside your mind? What if the greatest mystery of human existence isn't hidden in some distant galaxy, but in the space between your thoughts and your body? What if everything you think you know about yourself is only half the story? Stay with me until the end of this journey, because what I'm about to reveal will change how you see reality forever. You'll discover why ancient philosophers risked their lives defending this truth, why modern scientists are still battling over it, and most importantly, why understanding dualism might be the key to unlocking your true potential. Welcome, seeker of hidden truths. Welcome to a place where ancient wisdom meets cutting-edge science, where the mysteries of consciousness unfold before your very eyes. I'm here to guide you through one of humanity's most profound discoveries, the story of dualism. Take a deep breath. Look around you. What do you see? Objects, colors, shapes. Your physical world. Now close your eyes for just a moment. What do you experience? Thoughts, memories, dreams, your mental world. Here's the question that has haunted humanity for thousands of years. Are these two worlds the same thing, or completely different realities? This is dualism, the revolutionary idea that mind and matter, consciousness and brain, soul and body, exist as separate realms of reality. But this isn't just philosophy. This is about you. Right now, as you process these words, are you experiencing them as electrical signals in your brain, or as something far more mysterious? Let's go deeper. Picture ancient Greece, around 400 BCEY. The marketplace buzzes with merchants and philosophers. Among them stands a man who will change everything. His name is Plato. Plato looks at his students and asks, when you think of perfect beauty, perfect justice, perfect love, where do these ideas come from? Have you ever seen perfect beauty in this physical world? His students shake their heads. Then Plato declares, these perfect forms must exist somewhere else, in a realm beyond the physical, a realm of pure ideas, pure consciousness. This was revolutionary. Plato was saying that reality has two levels, the physical world we see, and a higher realm of perfect forms that our souls can access through thought and reason. But here's what's fascinating. Plato wasn't just theorizing. He was describing something you experience every single day. Think about it. When you imagine your dream house, that perfect version exists nowhere in the physical world. Yet it's real to you. It influences your decisions, your emotions, your entire life path. Where does that perfect house exist? In your mind, in consciousness itself. This is the birth of dualism, the recognition that consciousness operates by different rules than the physical world. But the story doesn't end there. Let's fast forward 2,000 years to a small town in France. A young man sits by a fireplace, doubting everything he's ever believed. His name is René Descartes, and he's about to make the most famous discovery in philosophy. Descartes decides to doubt everything. His senses might deceive him. His memories might be false. Even mathematics might be an illusion. But then he realizes something extraordinary. I can doubt my body, he thinks. I can doubt the external world, but I cannot doubt that I am doubting. I cannot doubt that I am thinking. And in that moment, the most famous phrase in philosophy is born. I think, therefore I am. But Descartes goes further. He realizes something profound. I can conceive of myself existing without a body, he reasons. I can imagine my mind continuing even if my brain were destroyed. Therefore, mind and body must be different substances. This becomes known as Cartesian dualism. The idea that reality consists of two fundamental substances: thinking substance, which is consciousness, mind, soul, and extended substance, which is matter, brain, body. Here's why this matters for your life. Have you ever had a moment where you felt like you were observing your own thoughts? Where you stepped back and watched your mind work? That observer, what is it? Is it your brain observing your brain? Or is it something else entirely? Descartes would say it's your non-physical mind, your consciousness, observing the activity of your physical brain. But let's go deeper, because dualism isn't just about Western philosophy. It's a universal human insight that appears in every culture, every tradition, every corner of human experience. In ancient India, 5,000 years ago, the Vedic texts describe two aspects of human existence: Prakriti, the physical world of matter and energy, and Purusha, pure consciousness, the witness, the observer. The Bhagavad Gita tells us, the soul is neither born nor does it die. It is not slain when the body is slain. In ancient Egypt, they believed in multiple souls. The Ka, your physical life force. The Ba, your personality and consciousness. And the Ak, your immortal spirit. Traditional Chinese medicine speaks of Shen, the spirit mind that transcends the physical body. It's what makes you, you. Even in modern indigenous traditions around the world, shamans speak of soul travel, of consciousness journeying beyond the physical body. Are all these cultures wrong? Are billions of people throughout history experiencing an illusion? Or are they all pointing to the same profound truth, that consciousness and matter are fundamentally different aspects of reality? Let's explore what this means in your everyday life. Think about your most vivid memory. Maybe your first kiss, your wedding day, the birth of your child. Close your eyes and relive it for a moment. Where is that memory stored? Scientists will tell you it's in your neurons, your synapses, your brain chemistry. And they're not wrong. But here's the mystery. The memory you experience has qualities that no physical process can explain. Your memory has color, but neurons aren't colored. Your memory has emotional warmth, but electricity isn't warm. Your memory has meaning, but atoms don't carry meaning. This is what philosophers call the hard problem of consciousness. How does the gray, wet matter of your brain create the rich, colorful, meaningful experience of your inner world? Dualists have an elegant answer. It doesn't. Your brain processes information, but consciousness itself, the experiencing, the feeling, the meaning-making, that's something else entirely. Think about pain for a moment. When you touch a hot stove, your neurons fire, chemicals cascade, signals race to your brain. But the actual experience of pain, the ouch feeling, where is that in the physical process? You can map every neuron, measure every chemical reaction, track every electrical impulse, but you'll never find the experience itself. The pain exists in consciousness, not in matter. This is why dualism feels so natural to us. We live it every day. We are constantly aware of the gap between our inner experience and our outer world. But let's go deeper still, because dualism isn't just about individual consciousness. It's about the nature of reality itself. Consider this moment right now. You're watching this video, processing these ideas, maybe feeling curious or challenged or excited. All of this is happening in your consciousness. But according to materialist science, you are nothing but atoms in motion. Your thoughts are nothing but electrical impulses. Your feelings are nothing but chemical reactions. Here's the question that haunts materialists. If everything is just matter in motion, if consciousness is just an illusion created by brain activity, then who or what is being fooled by the illusion? An illusion requires an observer. A magic trick requires an audience. If consciousness is just an illusion created by the brain, what is observing the illusion? This is where dualism offers something profound. It says consciousness isn't created by the brain. Consciousness is fundamental to reality itself. The brain is like a radio receiver, tuning into consciousness, focusing it, expressing it, but not creating it. Think about this. When you're deeply absorbed in meditation, prayer, or creative flow, do you feel like your brain is creating that experience? Or do you feel like you're tapping into something larger, something that transcends your individual mind? Many people report experiences where consciousness seems to expand beyond the boundaries of their physical body. Out-of-body experiences, near-death experiences, mystical states, lucid dreaming. Are all these people deluded, or are they touching something real? The reality that consciousness and matter are distinct aspects of existence. Let's explore what modern science tells us about this mystery. Quantum physics has revealed something extraordinary about the nature of reality. At the smallest scales, matter doesn't behave like solid objects at all. Particles exist in multiple states simultaneously until they're observed. The act of observation literally changes physical reality. This suggests consciousness plays a fundamental role in the structure of reality itself, not just as an emergent property of complex brains, but as a basic feature of the universe. Some of the greatest physicists of the 20th century were deeply influenced by this discovery. Max Planck, the founder of quantum theory, said, "I regard consciousness as fundamental. I regard matter as derivative from consciousness." Werner Heisenberg declared, "The atoms or elementary particles themselves are not real. They form a world of potentialities, or possibilities, rather than one of things or facts." What they discovered is that the universe, at its most fundamental level, seems to be made of information, of possibilities, of pure potential, very much like consciousness itself. But here's where it gets really interesting for your personal life. If dualism is true, if consciousness is indeed separate from and more fundamental than matter, what does this mean for how you live? First, it means you are not your brain. You are not just a biological machine responding to stimuli. You have a non-physical aspect that can influence your physical reality. Have you ever had a thought that changed your life? A moment of insight that shifted everything? Where did that thought come from? If you're just a brain, It came from prior brain states, which came from earlier brain states, in an endless chain of mechanical causation. But if dualism is true, then your consciousness can introduce something genuinely new into the world. Your insights, your creativity, your choices, they're not just the inevitable result of prior physical causes. They emerge from the non-physical realm of consciousness itself. This is why free will feel so real to us. Because it is real. Your consciousness, your non-physical mind, can influence your brain, your body, your actions in the world. Think about the placebo effect. People get better from fake medicine simply because they believe it will work. Their mental state, their consciousness, literally changes their physical biology. Think about the power of visualization in sports. Athletes improve their performance by imagining perfect execution. Their mental practice creates real physical changes in their neural pathways. Think about meditation research showing that focused awareness can literally rewire the brain, reduce inflammation, boost immunity. In all these cases, consciousness is acting on matter, not the other way around. But dualism goes even deeper than personal empowerment. It touches the very meaning of existence itself. If you are just a brain, then when your brain dies, you simply cease to exist. Your loves, your dreams, your growth, your relationships, all meaningless chemical reactions that will be forgotten when your neurons stop firing. But if dualism is true, if consciousness is fundamental and separate from matter, then death becomes a transformation, not an ending. This doesn't necessarily mean traditional religious ideas about afterlife are literally true, but it does mean that the deepest part of you, your conscious essence, might transcend the physical boundaries of your brain and body. Many people who've had near-death experiences report a sense of expanded consciousness, of existing beyond their physical form, of accessing information and perspectives impossible for a purely physical brain. Are they all hallucinating? Or are they experiencing what happens when consciousness temporarily separates from its physical anchor? Let's consider what this means for love, for relationships, for connection. When you love someone deeply, what exactly are you loving? Their body changes constantly. Every atom in their body replaces itself every 7 years. Their personality shifts. Their thoughts evolve. Their physical appearance transforms. Yet something essential about them remains constant. Something you recognize and cherish that transcends all physical change. Dualists would say you're loving their consciousness, their soul, their non-physical essence. This is why love can feel eternal, why it seems to touch something beyond the material world. This is why when someone you love dies, you may still feel their presence. You may dream of them, sense their guidance, feel their love continuing to influence your life. If consciousness is just brain activity, these experiences are purely imaginary. But if dualism is true, they might be genuine connections between consciousness and consciousness, unmediated by physical matter. Think about your deepest relationships. Haven't you had moments of seeming to share consciousness itself with another person? Moments where words became unnecessary, where you felt united at a level deeper than physical. These experiences point to the possibility that consciousness can indeed transcend individual physical boundaries. But let's address the skeptics. What about all the evidence that consciousness depends on the brain? It's true that brain injuries can change personality, that chemicals can alter consciousness, that brain activity correlates with mental states. But correlation isn't causation. The fact that your brain influences your consciousness doesn't prove that consciousness is nothing but brain activity. Think of it this way. When you tune a radio to different stations, changing the tuning mechanism changes what you hear. But this doesn't mean the radio waves are created by the radio. The radio is a receiver, a filter, a focusing device. Similarly, your brain might be consciousness's radio. Damage the receiver, and the signal becomes distorted. Change the tuning, and you access different aspects of consciousness. But consciousness itself might be far more vast than what any individual brain can access. This model explains why psychedelic substances can expand consciousness rather than just creating hallucinations. They might be changing your brain's receiver settings, allowing you to tune into frequencies of consciousness normally filtered out. It explains why meditation can lead to experiences of expanded awareness that feel more real and meaningful than ordinary consciousness, not less. It explains why in deep anesthesia, when brain activity is minimal, some people still report vivid, conscious experiences. But here's perhaps the most profound implication of dualism for your daily life. If consciousness is fundamental, if it's the ground of reality itself, then every moment of awareness is sacred. Every thought, every feeling, every experience is a manifestation of the deepest mystery of existence. Your consciousness right now, processing these ideas, making connections, feeling wonder or skepticism or excitement. This isn't just biochemistry. This is reality itself becoming aware of itself through you. You are not just in the universe. The universe is becoming conscious through you. This changes everything about how you might approach challenges in your life. That difficult decision you're facing. It's not just neurons calculating options. It's consciousness exploring possibilities, creating new realities through choice. That creative project you're considering, it's not just brain patterns firing. It's consciousness expressing itself, bringing something new into existence. That relationship conflict you're navigating, it's not just two biological machines bumping into each other. It's two expressions of consciousness learning to harmonize, to create something greater than either could achieve alone. When you understand dualism deeply, life becomes infinitely more meaningful because consciousness itself is meaning-making reality. But dualism also brings responsibility. If consciousness can influence matter, if your thoughts and intentions have real power in the world, then you become responsible for the quality of your consciousness. The ancient traditions understood this. They developed practices of meditation, prayer, contemplation, ethical living, not as arbitrary rules, but as technologies for refining consciousness itself. Think about the state of your consciousness right now. Is it clear or clouded? Peaceful or agitated? Loving or fearful? Creative or destructive? If dualism is true, these aren't just personal preferences. They're literally shaping reality around you. Your consciousness doesn't just observe the world. It participates in creating the world. This is why practices like gratitude, compassion, and mindfulness are so powerful. They're not just making you feel better. They're upgrading the fundamental quality of your consciousness, and through consciousness, your reality itself. Let me share something profound with you. Right now, as you listen to these words, you are performing a miracle. You are taking symbols, sounds, vibrations in air, and transforming them into meaning, into understanding, into new possibilities for how you might live. No computer can do this. No purely physical process can explain this transformation from symbol to meaning. This is consciousness at work. This is dualism in action. This is the non-physical mind interfacing with physical reality to create something entirely new. And here's what's beautiful about this moment. You're not just understanding dualism intellectually. You're experiencing it directly. The part of you that understands, that makes meaning, that feels curiosity or wonder. That's the non-physical consciousness that dualism points toward. You are the evidence for dualism. Your very ability to question, to wonder, to seek truth. These capacities point beyond the purely material towards something transcendent. As we near the end of this journey together, I want to leave you with a challenge. For the next week, pay attention to your consciousness itself. Notice the observer in you that watches thoughts come and go. Notice the part of you that makes decisions, that experiences beauty, that feels love. Ask yourself, could this observer, this experiencer, this meaning maker, could this really be nothing more than neurons firing? Or does it feel like something more fundamental, something that uses the brain but transcends it? Notice moments when your consciousness seems to expand. Maybe in meditation, in nature, in creativity, in deep connection with others. Does it feel like your brain is creating these experiences? Or like you're accessing something larger? Notice how your state of consciousness affects your reality. When you're in fear, how does the world appear? When you're in love, how does everything change? Are you just having different brain states, or are you literally tuning into different aspects of reality itself? The story of dualism isn't just ancient philosophy or abstract theory. It's the story of who you are, why you matter, and what's possible for your life. It's the story that says you are not just a biological accident in a meaningless universe. You are consciousness itself, temporarily focused through a physical form, but connected to the deepest mystery of existence. It's the story that says your thoughts, your choices, your growth, your love. All of this has real power to transform not just yourself, but reality itself. It's the story that says death is not the end of your story, but perhaps a new chapter in consciousness's eternal journey of self-discovery. Whether or not you accept dualism as literally true, it offers something profound. A vision of human life as meaningful, powerful, and connected to something far greater than material existence alone. In a world that often feels mechanical, meaningless, purely material, dualism whispers that you are something miraculous. You are matter that has become conscious of itself. You are the universe, awakening to its own mystery. And in that awakening, in your very consciousness right now, the deepest questions of existence find their answer. You are not just asking what consciousness is. You are consciousness asking what it is. You are reality investigating itself. And in that investigation, in that eternal questioning, consciousness continues its infinite journey of self-discovery through each of us. If this exploration of consciousness and reality has opened new possibilities in your mind, share your thoughts in the comments below. What aspects of dualism resonate most deeply with your own experience of being conscious? Have you had moments that felt like evidence for the separation of mind and matter? And if this journey into the deepest mysteries of existence has sparked something within you, share this video with someone who's ready to question everything they think they know about reality. Subscribe to continue exploring the profound questions that shape human existence. Until next time, remember, you are not just in the universe. The universe is becoming conscious through you.